Hey everybody, hope everyone is having a good night. Um, I'm about to go to bed. Napoli and Bologna play at 7 o'clock. I think I really want to watch that live, and then it's Man City, Liverpool, and then the NFL. So it's another big Sunday sports day. Um, the championship, Roma and Udinese one half before the NFL games kick off at Inter Lazio. So I'm excited for the games tomorrow, for both the soccer and the football. And one person was asking me, um, when are you going to start? You always make Premier League and Serie A predictions, but where's the La Liga predictions? And to that one guy, reason why I haven't done La Liga predictions, it's number one, I don't watch La Liga every week. I'm not subscribed to ESPN Plus. I'm subscribed to Paramount Plus for Serie A and Peacock for Premier League. So it's just the state of all of these subscriptions you need to watch all of your sports. And quite frankly, it's ridiculous. Paramount's a good deal. I'm not complaining about the price for Paramount and Peacock, but ESPN Plus, it's like they had a big price hike from 19 to $29 a month. It's insane. That's all I have to say about that. But it is the same formula to predict Serie A and Premier League matches. It's the same exact formula. Your all competitions record, your next opponent sequence, what matches the next opponent. You could enter with how many points against the next opponent. So it's the same exact uh, framework. And quite frankly, I think, I think I don't upload videos for the views or for the ratings or any of that. But just speaking of a market sense, the Spanish speaking world, the Latino speaking world, these people obviously are interested in La Liga because Spanish is their language. And a lot of them are fans of Real Madrid and Barcelona. All the people in the in the Americas, in the Spanish speaking world here. So it probably is a good idea to do La Liga. And then for the guy, I did tell him I am going to start incorporating La Liga with Serie A in the Premier League, but it's just that I don't pay close attention to Spanish teams outside of Real Madrid and Barcelona, and I pay attention to how Atletico is doing, but as a whole, I don't pay attention to the La Liga. I did wanted to do a wrap up for the NFL week picks coming up, and let me add something to the Steelers game. I don't know if I mentioned this before in the NFL prediction video, but Steelers and Chargers. It's Cincy, that's 54. Pitt can enter 5-4 versus the Bengals the following week. So, and instead of 3-1 on the road like Steelers, Pitt can fall to uh, 2-2 on the road, and the games could be at SoFi Stadium. But then on the other end, if they do improve to 6-3, Aaron Rodgers does equal 63. But what I'm paying attention to is the next opponent sequence, and I think the AFC North has just got much more interesting. So, and I also would like to add non-conference records. Now, I don't know if you guys seen the Jaguars Texans injury report, but Davis Mills is starting for the Texans. So the Jaguars, after the Colts beat the Falcons, because you got to advertise the Colts because they're playing the Chiefs the following week. Like, the game doesn't mean as much if the Colts lose against the Falcons, then they're totally not going to beat the Chiefs. Like, you have to hype up the Indianapolis Colts before they play Kansas City the following week. So I have no doubt about it. The Indianapolis Colts, I believe, should win by double digits against the Atlanta Falcons. Sauce Gardner, the Colts defense just got an extra piece to that defense in Indianapolis. They got to win big to set up the suspense for Kansas City and Indianapolis. People, after Kansas City beats Denver, are going to be obviously calling the Broncos frauds and pretenders, which they are, and they are fraudulent. But Indiana, on the other hand, they may look more real. They did destroy the Chargers. Even if they lost to Pittsburgh, they still went on the road and beat the Chargers, and they would be on top of the division if they beat the Steelers. So I believe the Indianapolis Colts, it's going to set the stage for that football game coming up. And to review, San Francisco is going to miss the playoffs. The 49ers are going to miss the playoffs. They're going to fall to 6-4. Now, Big Face come out to 64. 49ers is 64. LA Rams is 64. The bottom line, home Super Bowl jinx. It's nothing. It's another rigged day in the NBA. It means nothing. No Austin Reeves and no GOAT Keelan Bond. You're not going to win every game that Austin Reeves and GOAT Keelan Bond are not playing, but Hawks is Camacho 73, Lakers are 73. And the 7-3 starts the repeat run, crowned at 73. Okay, Trae Young is good. Atlanta had some high-scoring games. You know, it's like the Hawks were not short of offense. They're doing very, very good. And again, let's be real. You're not going to win every time you're not featuring either Austin Reeves or GOAT Keelan Bond James. And it's only November, and quite frankly, I still am paying attention to NBA. I think I'm going to get back onto the YouTube TV, I believe. I think I've made my choice, even if I go without Disney for college football. These guys have to get Disney. They got to get ESPN back on the YouTube TV. It's a big chunk of their viewers. It's, you know, advertisement dollars. People are going to stay loyal to their brand, YouTube TV. I know some suckers out there. Disney wants you to go to Football TV or Hulu. Oh, I'm sick and tired of this grade with me, so I'm going to go to Hulu. I'm going to go to Football TV. That's what Disney wants you to do. They want you to go to Hulu. They want you to go to Football TV because they own Football TV. So I'm staying strong. I'm fighting against Disney. Fuck Disney. Fuck the greed. Greedy mouse. Greed. Fuck Disney. The ESPN Plus is $29.99 a month. $29.99 a month. It's ridiculous. Peacock is like $10 a month. Paramount Plus is like $7.99, $9.99 a month. And you're charging $29.99 for ESPN Plus. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I think tomorrow I'm gonna get back on the YouTube TV. I've got Paramount Plus, so I can still watch the Cardinals and the Seahawks on CBS. Tomorrow, the Fox game is boring. It's just Giants and the Bears. You know, 49ers and Chiefs. I might miss unless I put on the illegal stream. And maybe I'll be back on the YouTube TV by the Sunday night football game. The Monday night football game, Disney, ESPN, that's a whole other thing. I put a live bet on Nebraska. I knew Rayola got hurt. I didn't realize he was out for the season. So that's the only thing there with that. Anyways, continuing on with the games, the backup quarterback is playing for the Jaguars. In the Jacksonville Jaguars can improve to 3-1 on the road. And it's Houston. That's Gematria 31. What about our Davis Mills in that quarterback? Now, that's not the only reason why I'm predicting Jacksonville. I'm sure the NFL, I don't think the Jaguars have played the Colts yet. And in my view, if they haven't played the Colts yet, then the NFL wants the Jaguars to keep pace in the division with the Colts. So I believe that with 2 games against the Jaguars in December, the NFL wants the Jaguars to be within a game of the Colts. So this was a company man move on the part of the Houston Texans. They were kind of out of the playoff picture. They're thinking of their long-term health of C.J. Stroud. We may be rivals on the field. We're competitors on the field, but we're friends outside the field. So Texans obviously got some fan interest. They've been in the playoffs the past couple of years. I think they've gone to the divisional round. They beat the Browns. Playoff wins in the first 2 years of C.J. Stroud beating the Browns and beating the Chargers. And this could just be the so-called off year, but we got to have Jaguar fans believe they have a future. So the game, I'll be stunned if the Texans win. They need to be good company men tomorrow. I mean, I wonder their long-term health. It's a good thing for your long-term health of your franchise quarterback if you sit him out next week. But I think as company men, the Houston Texans realize we make more money if the Jaguars are good. Because obviously we as in Houston are out of playoff contention at 3-5. There's too many wild card teams in the AFC. So they're being good company men. And on top of the being good company man storyline, Houston, I think I said this in the video, Houston falls to 3-6 and Trevor Lawrence. It's Lawrence, that's Camacho 36. Obviously, the Jaguars defense is balling. They're going to be good. I have to see Trevor Lawrence to get the rushing touchdown. I just got to see a little bit more from Trevor Lawrence. Got to see more from this guy. I would take him over Kyler, but he was a dad. He may not be all into football, to be honest, Trevor Lawrence. He may not live and die for the game. I wonder how much film he studies. Well, I don't mean to be too harsh on him. Maybe I am right about Trevor Lawrence, but I think it doesn't help that the receivers are garbage. Who spends all this money on Christian Kirk to be your number 1, number 2 wide receiver? But I don't know what's going on with Travis Hunter. Is these coaches not getting him involved? Is he not good enough to get good separation or run good routes in the NFL? Or is it Trevor Lawrence holding him back? Something is going on there. Why isn't he getting the ball on offense? Even jet sweep runs with Travis Hunter, even jet sweep runs, little bubble screens. Find a way to get this brother the football. Because he was doing it all at Colorado. It's not like he's surrounded by top 5-star recruit, future NFL draft picks at Colorado. So you got to get this guy the damn football. Hey, good. The live money line, Nebraska minus 10.5 is going to cover. It's 28-7. I think I'm safe. Yeah! Inter Miami, Leonard Andres Messi with 3 matches away. This is an easy futures bet. Inter Miami to lift the cup. Lionel Messi, 165 days after his birthday, and 165 days are left in the year after the World Cup final. Next year, Lionel Messi, 165, and kiss my ass, Penaldins. Argentina is the team that's going to win. It's GOAT ritual, Lionel Andres Messi. Anyone who's doubting Messi at this point, he's gonna come after you. He's gonna come after you. LA Chargers side. The Chargers, it's either 3-3 at home or 4-2. I don't think Steelers equals 42. I don't think Pittsburgh equals 42. Jacksonville doesn't equal 73. Jaguars doesn't equal 73 either. The Raiders' last Super Bowl victory, I think it was 1983 season, 1983, 1984. Is that memory serve me correct? This is what I'm talking about. Tom Brady's born on 8-3. He's going to be 8-3 in the Super Bowl. His first Super Bowl as owner, his 11th Super Bowl appearance. The Raiders' first championship was Super Bowl 11. 1983 season was the Raiders' last Super Bowl championship. And so, therefore, I like the Chargers to enter the game against the Raiders with the 8-3 record. It is also football. That is Gamache of 83 for both soccer and gridiron football. Football is 83. It would make sense to have a couple teams be 8-3, and one of these teams should be the Chargers. Let's see. Steelers' next road game, if they fall to 2-2 on the road, their next road game would be at Chicago. And no, Chicago and Bears doesn't equal either 3-1 or 2-2. Now, conference records are very important because you have a very strong sample size right now of interconference games. So I think that's a component out there that you can't ignore. I don't like the point differential method with Zach Hubbard. It doesn't work. Sports Gematria channel shows exactly why the point differential method doesn't really work. It doesn't work. I'll pay attention to more the conference records, I'd say. So let's see. Steelers are. Let me start with the Chargers. 5-1 in the conference. If they improve to 6-1 in the conference, I think it's Justin Herbert at 61. I'm gonna double check. Now Justin is 42. The Steelers can fall to 4-2 in the conference. It can fall to 4-2 versus the AFC. Justin in reverse gematria equals 42. So I think that's the 42 I'm looking at now. Like I said, the Chargers could be 6-1 in the conference. This could be a breakout performance by Justin Herbert on primetime. Justin Herbert equals 61 and 83. So at the end of the day, the Chargers will be 6-1 against the conference, and Justin Herbert and the Chargers are going to be 8-3 in a couple of weeks. 8-3, like I said, is football. Football is 83. I think a key factor is what's the record for Aaron Rodgers since he left the Green Bay Packers? How many games is he going to win since leaving Green Bay before he retires? He said this year was his last season. They got a win over the fraud Colts. NFL caught on. They knew we knew the Colts are frauds. And with that being said, well, we can't have them think the Colts are frauds. We got to give them Sauce Gardner. Because everyone knows the Jets suck, but everyone knows how good Williams and Gardner is. Like, I don't think I'm speaking about casuals. I'm speaking about real diehard fans. For Aaron Rodgers, it's either his 12th win or his 16th loss since leaving Green Bay. Jim doesn't equal 16. LA doesn't equal 16. There's not much. LA doesn't really equal 11 because it equals 13 and 14. So, he's at 11 wins right now. That one game that he got injured on the first play, but because he started the game, it counts for his win-loss record. I think Joe equals 16. No, it doesn't. Joe equals 12 and 15. Well, with that being said, as far as Joe Burrow equals 12, Steelers are going to beat the Bengals the next week. So I do believe that his 12th win is going to happen against Joe Burrow, but it's not going to happen against the Chargers. I think the 12th win is going to happen against Joe Flacco. I don't think he enters with 12 wins since leaving Green Bay, entering the game against Flacco. And then here's something too. Flacco equals 22. So Steelers, right? Pick falls to 2-2 on the road, and then they play Flacco the next week. Yeah, so the Jacksonville game is a very clear read. There's no upset risk with Buffalo. Buffalo will be 7-2 versus the 72-73 Dolphins are the only perfect season. So Bills are a lock to win, to be 7-2. They are one of the contenders for the Super Bowl. Santa Clara does equal 72. The Broncos did enter the game on Thursday with a 7-2 record. Is there any other 7-2s in play for this week? The only team that's in play for is Buffalo, and they should easily get the win over the Dolphins. Doesn't Allen equal 28 in reverse? Indeed, it does. Allen equals 28. Miami falls to 2-8. So there's no upset risk at all. I know the Dolphins destroyed the Falcons, but there's no upset risk at all. You think about Tua, he had a concussion against the Bills. Like, it's so traumatic for this guy. Miami can fall to 1-7 in the conference. And of course, everybody knows Allen equals 17. He's their franchise quarterback, and I think Buffalo made the playoffs for the first time in 17 years. Tyrod Taylor, they lost against the Jaguars. I think they had Blake Bortles back then. I think the next game they beat the Steelers, and then they lost against the Patriots. That was back when they had Jalen Ramsey, before all the moves to like the Rams and the Bruins and all that. So no upset risk with Buffalo. Just to show you that I would be stunned if, Ravens are going to be in the Super Bowl. Exactly. Ravens are in the Super Bowl. Ravens, the third time's a charm at Buffalo. The playoff game, the week 1, and the inevitable rematch in the playoffs. Kansas City's got numbers. Kansas City equals San Francisco, and Dynasty equals Santa Clara. But I just think the Chief fatigue is bad, and they don't want the Chiefs in another Super Bowl. Like 5 Super Bowl appearances in 6 years. Like, you've got them the Super Bowl plenty of times to sell jerseys and merchandise to Swifties and Chiefs bandwagon fans and Patrick Mahomes bandwagon fans. So I think they've got what they need from the Chiefs bandwagon, to be honest. His last Super Bowl appearance is a blowout. So I think last year the Chiefs have peaked during the Travis Kelce segment of the Patrick Mahomes era. And Detroit's got good narratives because Dan Campbell's played many playoff games at the Bay Area, including while he was a player on the Giants. They choked a big lead at Candlestick in the wild card against San Francisco, maybe in 2002 or 2003. Obviously, there was an NFC Championship game at Levi Stadium a couple of years ago. So the Lions do have narratives, but again, it's something that can't be ignored. Every time a Packer quarterbacks, when they turn 27 years of age, they win championships at 27 years of age. So this includes Bart Starr, Aaron Rodgers. It includes Brett Favre. And so that is very hard to ignore. But the Super Bowl is on the 39th day of the year. I do think the Lions have to win the next matchup in the regular season. I'd be stunned if the Lions don't. Something's off if the Lions don't win at Ford Field against Green Bay. The Lions should win the next regular season matchup. I'd be stunned if they don't. And Matt LaFleur does equal 39, but then again, it's the Packers' 14th championship. The Super Bowl is exactly 14 weeks after Jordan Love's birthday. We got to make it to a Super Bowl with Micah Parsons. This could be a shaming ritual against Jerry Jones. Parsons signed for $46 million. Levi Stadium, 46. LaFleur's 46th birthday is the day after Jordan Love's birthday. Levi Stadium, 46. Matt LaFleur's 46 years of age. Dan Campbell did play at University of Cal Berkeley. He's a 49er fan, born at the Bay Area. But I think the NFL wants Packers. I think it's a satanic ritual against the Lions. They're just doing date computations from Jordan Love's birthday till the Super Bowl. I did a whole special on all the Super Bowl contenders. I did numbers for the Bucks and the Lions and the Packers and the Eagles, and likewise I did so with the Bills and the Ravens on the AFC side. So it's just a well-balanced video showing what could work for the teams that are the said contenders. If I can copy and paste it, I'll do so. I'm going to find it right now. I do lots of videos here. I'm a big Gamanche junkie. I ain't doing no Patreon or nothing, okay? This ain't for financial gain. This is about just, how's this game rigged? How's this game rigged? Don't get too caught up with the bullshit. If this really isn't about winning bets, sure, I have a big thrill in betting. Believe me, I love the bet. But maybe it's not to get caught up with the rigged bullshit of your team losing, that it's all rigged at the end of the day. And Gamanche helps you understand exactly how the games are scripted. But this is the video that you should check out right here. I think you guys can tell from what I've computed so far that Conference Records is going to just you start shredding those thrash metal ribs. You start medaling up the ass, so to speak, is what you'll be doing right now. San Francisco is 6-1 against the conference. San Francisco is going to fall at 6-2 in the conference. I think that's the Matthew Stafford Gamanche. I got to compute Matthew Stafford in the calculator. And Matthew Stafford does equal 62. I think he leads the league in touchdown passes, and it's just like ageless wonder. And like your big baller of the week, Tom Brady, Fox, game of the week, like this is your guy right there. Matthew Stafford leading the league in touchdown passes. Well, I don't think I can be surprised because it's a much easier game to play today than 15 years ago. I mean, there's been lots of rule changes. It's a lot easier to play quarterback. You can't hit at certain areas of the quarterback like you were able to in the past. This game is at San Francisco, is it? Oh, yeah. Thursday game was at LA. What's the home record for the 49ers? Aha! Oh, they only beat teams in the weak AFC South. I think Rams are a fraud too. Rams are a fraud! You beat the Texans and the Titanics. You beat the fake ones who lost against the Seahawks. And what's some of the garbage team in the division? Oh, the Colts? Oh, that Mitchell faggot. He cost them the game. The Rams cannot be seen as a fraud. The Rams have to improve to 2-2 versus the NFC, and the game is going to be at Levi's Stadium. Levi's is Comanche 22. The Rams have to win that game. The Rams did win their first Super Bowl in 22 years, Super Bowl 56, because they won Super Bowl 34 with Kurt Warner, and Warner's Comanche 34, and the LA Rams It came over to LA, to St. Louis to win Super Bowl 34. That's on my Camacho Super Bowl history spreadsheet. I think the only time I'll charge anything to anybody is all the hours I've spent putting that Excel sheet together. So I think I'll only charge people Cash App, Sell, what have you, to access the document, the Super Bowl history document. It'll be a very powerful weapon to understand what works in the past and how it can work in the present day and in the future. So I think I've broken down some pretty key games. Let's see what else there is. Well, Santa Clara's 27. That's the side of the Super Bowl. Could the Jets be 2-7? I don't believe well, the narrative for that Sunday game is I think the Jets had a bye, didn't they? They're coming off of a win, but then Dillon Gabriel could get his first road win this week. Let's see what Dillon Gabriel's record is. Are you wondering why the NFL picks videos are not complete? It's because people are just dying to see who you're going to win next week. Where are the picks? Like, it's Tuesday, it's Monday night, but people be like, where are the picks? Where are the picks? So that's why I release it so early. And judging by the views, I get far more views if I release it ASAP. Record as a starter with the Browns is 1-4, 1-3. New York Jets is Camacho 13. New York Jets does equal 14. It is possible the Browns could lose. I have them in a parlay with the Rams, Colts -6.5. I think Buffalo, I think Carolina, and Baltimore -4. I'm not going to rule out the Jets. It seems like Cleveland may have decided who their franchise quarterback is. If there's a team out there that is incentivized to tank, it probably is the Jets, because we know they don't have a quarterback. You already know who Justin Fields is, and Dillon Gabriel is a rookie. And if there's a team that's incentivized to tank, I think it's the Jets. And despite getting 5 sacks against the Patriots, and despite getting paid $40 million, Myles Garrett did not look happy whatsoever after losing the game. I think it's just a racial divide and conquer agenda. I think the NFL and the NBA, they're part of this. They're dividing and conquering the populace of the United States by race. They're owned by billionaire oligarchs. Oligarchs own sports teams. These guys give donations to buy political favors, tax advantages, what have you, regulatory advantages. Nobody will say it, but I will say it. The people that own sports teams, they're oligarchs for the most part. They're trust fund babies or they're oligarchs. So I think this is a divide and conquer agenda. Oh, Shador's not starting because he's black. And now, as a Cardinals fan, I would love to get Shador for Kyler Murray. And now I get what people say about Shador Sanders, but hear me out on Shador Sanders. A lot of these guys, they play under great offensive lines, and they don't translate it to the pros because they're not used to getting hit. They're not used to dealing with pressure. But that's the upside with Shador Sanders. He got hit a lot. He dealt with a lot of pressure a lot. You're going to get hit often hanging in the pocket in the NFL. Shador Sanders knows what it's like to get hit. He knows he has to release the ball very quickly a lot in the college game, and to his credit, he still stepped it up. He did great, even with a terrible offensive line. Now, my main problem with him is, first, it's a fact that he holds the ball too long and he tries to play hero ball with the scramble. He takes stupid sacks. If there's a reason why Stefanski's not playing him, it's because he takes stupid, huge 15-yard losses via the sacking of the quarterback. That's what he has to work on. Get rid of the ego. You got to learn as much. If you want to be a great quarterback in the NFL, you got to learn. You gotta believe that you got to continue to learn. Even though you had ego, you didn't have like arrogance and pride. Like these guys like Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, they always like seek to get better. They know they're good, they're better than all these motherfucking ass scrubs. But they're humble to it. I can't say they're humble, but they know they have to continue to learn to be great, so that they're not clouded with this arrogant pride or whatever that people are speculating is derailing Shedeur Sanders' chance of starting in the NFL. But he's better than Kyler Murray. I mean, he can sling that motherfucker downfield. He can learn a lot from a guy like Jacoby Brissett. And Shedeur, Deion, people think they hate white coaches and white players. Brissett's a brother. He's a black man. He can learn behind a black man. This makes it perfect. I guess the only thing missing is a black coach on the Cardinals. Only thing missing a black coach on the Cardinals. But you learn behind a brother starting right now, Jacoby Brissett. Perfect. He can relate well with a young buck like Shedeur Sanders. Jacoby Brissett can. Yep. At least you have a fellow black quarterback here. Jacoby can play the game well. He makes intelligent decisions. He's perfect. It's just a matter of, is the coach going to be perfect with him? If you throw him in the regular season game, do you know right away, is he just a journeyman stiff, or does he have any upside? Well, you don't know until you actually play the guy. And it's good that they're not fucking him up very early on a terrible Cleveland team and a terrible offensive line, because it's not like they have Joe Thomas, do they? So I think Shedeur has benefited from riding the bench, and the Cardinals should take a chance on this guy. Now, what political question? What? Mandami's dominated the news headlines now. They had some good gains in the midterms. I like it. But, yeah, whatever. Throw out your political question. This is a sports stream, but whatever. Throw it out there. This is specifically NFL. And you guys understand that the conference records, there's a whole good sample size. Like 5, 6, 7 games against conference. Like these conference records, this is the key to hitting in the next few weeks. No, you're not screwed. Okay, you're still going to have private grocery stores. It's good competition to have a government-owned grocery stores. If they offer competitive prices, bring down grocery prices. Why not? Well, what are people proposing to solve the inflation? Obviously, the corporations are not going to stop price gouging. Maybe have a government cooperative that offers lower prices. Show that they can give customers a competitive alternative. But that doesn't mean that you get rid of the free market and you're at Whole Foods and Amazon, whatever grocers exist in the East Coast, New York City metropolitan area. It's not like they go away, but there are government-owned grocery stores that are going to offer lower prices. I think that's what Mandami's doing, and I like that idea. At least somebody's doing something about it, as long as he's not going out to lavish parties like Eric Adams. He didn't give a damn, right? He went out to lavish parties. He was all talking shit about Mandami. He's, in other words, he's part of the establishment. But Man down, he's not part of the establishment. New York needed that. Quite frankly, I say fuck the establishment, fuck the corporate fat cats, fuck the fear mongers, fuck the haters. Don't mess with the fucking Zoe, baby. Let's go. Well, we'll see what happens. We'll see if he does have solutions or not. We'll find out, right? We'll find out, right? But be tough on crime and be serious about freezing rents and bringing down rent prices and inflation, affordable groceries, government-owned grocery store. I like where this guy's heading towards. But I got to read more into his proposals, admittedly. Oh, this guy's 10 for 10 passing. He's the backup quarterback. I feel good about Nebraska beating the minus 10.5 live point spread. Wasn't this guy, Mr. Hotshot at Tennessee? He was like, oh, don't bench me, I'm going to leave or whatever. And he's rotting on UCLA, right? Wasn't it that guy? Wasn't it that guy? Oh, we'll see what happens, honestly. It's only a mayor. It's the whole entire city council. It's like, he's got to go up against multiple power brokers, right? But I got to do more reading on him. I don't know all of his proposals. And New York City will be fine. I think we're going to rally against Donald Trump. I think we're going to win the World Series next year. I think the New York Knicks will be in the finals. These will be bright days for New Yorkers. I'm optimistic. I don't like the fear-mongering from Fox and all that. I mean, we've had certainly far worse crime rates in the 70s and 80s. I mean, crime used to be really, really, really high. But yeah, the longer we continue this ride to income inequality, this is what's going to cause crime, not the whole, Black Lives Matter, this and that. No, it's what causes crime is poverty. You need money. You're going to break the law to get money. Poverty is what causes crime. You get rid of poverty, you get rid of crime. Inflation doesn't help. Greedy landlords don't help. Donald Trump said he didn't give a fuck about stopping price gouging. He's your fucking president. These people don't give a shit. They're starting trade wars, tariffs, raising prices, passing on to customers. You see, they're already fucking over America. People are angry. They have the right to be angry. But they voted for this. And they did so without Googling what is a tariff. That was the number one Google search result after Donald Trump won the rigged election because it was rigged. Notice that there's no voting machines rigged there by Elon because Elon and Donald Trump, they've fallen out a little bit, did they? Or is it all theater? Or is he really really fed up that Donald Trump didn't want him to, because Donald Trump's a narcissist. He doesn't want Elon to dominate the news cycle, right? He doesn't want him to dominate the news cycle. You asked the question. You make me get all into politics here on the street. Damn it. But yeah, look at this fat fuck over here. Munching on burgers and golfing and bribing Infantino while America is burning and people can't even get their snap. They're dealing with rising rents and, he's fucking up everybody with the tariffs. He's just doing nothing to combat inflation. I mean, I was right to vote for Kamala Harris. Things would not be this bad if we still had a Democrat office. It's the same cycle. It happens every time. Republican fucks it up. They vote for the Democrat, but they're not happy. They're not happy that the Democrat doesn't give them everything. So then they vote for the Republican. And of course, Republican is worse than the Democrat. If this was a real democracy, Bernie Sanders would be president. But of course, the whole system was rigged against Bernie. You see, Democrats work with the Republicans there. They rigged the super delegates with Bernie. And quite frankly, I think they rigged the Republican primary against Ron Paul in 2012. And they get this hate-filled bigot, racist, dividing people. Well, it was about love and liberty and peace with Ron Paul, and then Donald Trump. It's about hate and bigotry. Let's divide America by race. Now, Ron Paul's policy support the billionaires too much, but he doesn't openly divide and conquer America. Like Donald Trump is 100% a billionaire shill. And they did rig the Republican primary against Ron Paul in 2012. It was rigged against him. Maybe it'll be a tightly contested election in 2012, but maybe Obama still edges out Ron Paul, but maybe it's a closer election with Ron Paul if he were to have ran against Obama in 2012. Although the greatest debate we never had, I think, was Ron Paul against Obama. Imagine that. Now, Bernie Sanders against Donald Trump, Bernie Sanders would eat him alive. Except these little communophobic boomers. These people will believe anything. They'll believe that communism is going to be in New York City overnight. Please. That's not what's going to happen. Democratic socialist reforms with a marketplace. Like, just cut with this communist fear-mongering BS. Billionaires buy politicians on both sides. You asked the question. You made this all political. Like it's never a simple explanation. It's something that goes on and on and on. Oh yeah, fuck the bullshit. Let's continue on. I think I've broken down almost every big game, I think. Oh, Patriots, Bucks. No conference record to break down with Patriots, Bucks. Are the Patriots a fraud or are they not a fraud? Well, they beat some bad teams like the Broncos. The Broncos did not win a game against the Chargers or the Chiefs yet, because they play in 8 days from now. But the Patriots did beat the Bills. But other than that, I don't think they've beaten a good team. Just analyzing if fuck the Patriots, by the way. Fuck them. They should not win. Fuck the Patriots. Titanics, Falcons, Clowns, Saints, Panthers. I give a fuck what nobody says. The Panthers-Packers game was fixed. They lost against the Steelers. They beat the Dolphins. Fraud! 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 Patriots are fraud. Now, Patriots are still a fraud. Let's have people think they're legit. So let's have them beat Baker. And I think NFL's got two interesting divisions. If the Panthers are 6-4 because New Orleans Saints are 64, I know the Patriots are fraud. I'm not going to bet on that game because I know the NFL would like the Patriots to win because the Patriots beat Baker and they could beat Buffalo again. Get the first down, Nebraska. Get the first down. 3rd and 1, UCLA 44. Get the minus 10.5. Up 14 points. Get the first down. You should go for that fourth down. legalize betting, and you see all these rigged games left and right. Penn State suddenly loses to the Northwestern. It's a fugazi. The key is just knowing which game to bet on, right? The key is being selective. I think it's the right word to say, selective. But yeah, I had to think about if I wanted to switch providers because of the whole YouTube Disney dispute. And Google's not a saint. I mean, it used to be $58, $64. Now it's gone up to 80. You know, YouTube's not a saint, but I think the bigger price gouger is Disney, to uh, to be quite frank. If it's a matter of price elasticity, you know, the sharp reaction to change in demand, then I think YouTube realized it's gone up to a point to where okay, that made no sense. I'm just following the live box score stream here. Box score at Nebraska UCLA. But where was I getting at? Like if YouTube TV's going to charge $100, so you're no different than cable. And Disney jacked up the price for the ESPN Plus. So Disney are definitely the bad guys. And some people have switched over to football TV and Hulu, not realizing that's what Disney wants them to do. I think it's about holding firm against the greedy price gouges. Disney's using this trial, this ploy to try to get people to subscribe to their overly, massively expensive, overpriced packages. For me to watch La Liga, it cost me $29 a month to subscribe to ESPN Plus. But I like Juventus, I like Serie A. Paramount is $9 a month, right? $9 a month, right? May as well, be a sandwich or anything like that, like a bottle of vino. But $29.99 a month, like you guys are just full of greed. I mean, Disney is a joke. Man, they're a price gouging, satanic, lunatic. They tried to cancel Jimmy Kimmel. Like they almost voted the Donald Trump. Like these people are full of shit. Like they're about to cater to a fascist. Yeah, thank you. That even if we disagree, that you respect. And I think that's where we need to be at nowadays in society. Where if you have a different opinion, oh my God, you're evil. You're the fucking Dracula, whatever. Like, and there were probably prior days on this world where you could have a different opinion. Like, okay, you think differently, but you're not evil. But let me just say, Trump is evil. A Republican is not evil. But I'm wondering where the Marjorie Taylor Greene is. Okay, she's a woman, but she has balls. She has a ball sack. Where are these faggoty ass Republican men at? Where are they? Oh, Rand Paul may vote against some of the tariffs instituted by the raging lunatic in the White House right now. But Marjorie Taylor Greene is a smart woman. She sounded batshit crazy, believing in conspiracies, but she understands this whole tariff BS is hurting her constituents. She's not an idiot like some of these other Republicans. She knows she has to go against Donald Trump. She knows that she's got to go against him at least. Realize that's not good to keep digging a deeper hole. Supporting a guy that's going to let the tariffs continue. Hurt the consumer. But these people in power are evil. Like, Republicans are all Islamophobic, but then they allow Qatar to build a military base in Idaho. And Qatar sponsored terrorism in other countries. This America First Donald Trump, that's what he did in exchange for taking a private jet from Qatar. Hey, Zohran Mandami or Bernie Sanders. I think Zohran Mandami is a younger version of Bernie Sanders. He's probably better than whatever they have as mayor of Los Angeles, San Francisco. I say, don't mess with the Zohran. I say, let's make New York City great again. Let's go. And no, we will still celebrate Christmas. We will still have the Christmas tree in Rockefeller Center. All these right-wing Islamophobic Republicans, they act like we're not going to have Christmas in New York City. We're still going to have the Christmas tree in Rockefeller Center. But we are a secular society. We may be predominantly Christmas, but we've got other people with a wide variety of beliefs. Okay, let's cut with the political BS. I was about to go on with the Tampa Bay and New England game. What's next? Home and away record for New England. And Tom Brady won his 7th Super Bowl with the Bucs. Could the Patriots win their 7th straight game against Tampa Bay? If the Bucs lose, they're 6-3. If the Panthers win, they're 6-4. NFL's rigged. I think the Patriots are going to win, even though they're a fraud. The NFL would love to have the Panthers at 6-4 and the Bucs at 6-3. The NFL is fixed. I'm just not seeing the NFL benefiting from a Tampa Bay win. It appeared that Baker would win MVP, but he lost against Detroit. He lost against Philly. He may have had some strong comeback wins, but it seems like he's not going to win MVP. I haven't looked at the odds for MVP as of today or this minute or this hour. But Patrick Mahomes losing against Buffalo. He's not an automatic MVP winner anymore. This could put Drake May in the conversation for MVP award if he beats Josh Allen. He's having a big year. They tip pitches to the batter. And they do that in the playoffs. They tip the pitch to the batter, and it knows what is coming. You better believe that happens in baseball. They tipped a pitch to the Rojas guy who tied the game against the Blue Jays. Now, you're about to say, oh, why didn't you throw him a fastball? Well, it was a slider that didn't break. It was It's not a 99-mile-per-hour fastball. It's a lower velocity slider that did not break, and he hit it out for a home run. Pitch tipping does happen. It does happen. But really, that's how they rig the games. Man, you're an old guy. How old are you? I mean, these games have been blatantly fixed for well over a decade, but you get your retards out there who are just fucking retarded. Like, ever since sports betting became legal, the games have been more obviously rigged. Games, guys don't try to tackle. They're wide open, whatever. They let them walk in the end zone. It's like, what it would be like to be born in a time where it appeared more real, like during maybe the first 20 Super Bowls or whatever, for example. And you're not born, whatever, and you're 95, and then, Tom Brady and the rigged Patriots, Super Bowl dynasty, patriotism after 9/11, we needed the Patriots to win. Like, the NFL is a rigged hoax. Then they replaced the Patriots with the Chiefs. We have the Chiefs replace the Chief Tom Brady. Like, it's a hoax. It is a hoax. I think I should rewatch old Super Bowls. I mean, that was a rigged Super Bowl, Super Bowl 47, the whole blackout thing. I wonder why there was a blackout in that Super Bowl to begin with. I didn't do a video on that Super Bowl in the Sports Camacho World History channel, but I probably should do it. Blackouts 50, San Francisco's 50. Blackout 22, Flacco 22. Blackout 131, Super Bowl 131. Does anyone remember the Super Bowl blackout between the 49ers and the Ravens? Back then I was a teenager rooting for the Cardinals and rooting for the Ravens, and glad the 49ers lost. It was Jim Craybaugh, the lunatic on the sidelines back in the day, that said that. But I learned to like the guy more than what I liked him because he was on the enemy team. And plus, you had guys like Al Dunn Smith. That was 2012, 2013. That was Ray Lewis praising Jesus and all that. And was he suspended for PEDs or did he have an injury? But then Ray Lewis returned, and the Ravens went on a Super Bowl run after Ray Lewis returned. This was his last year, and he retired after that Super Bowl, if I'm not mistaken. He was like praising Jesus to the CBS announcers, and it was just like it was all rigged. He found Christ. He's a redeemed man, whatever, from the whatever happened in Atlanta. Look at that occultic number. He played 6 regular season games that year. 6. 6 is definitely an occultic number of the beast. It was rigged for Ray Lewis that year. It didn't matter if people thought he was a murderer. Well, people hated the Seahawks and they destroyed the Broncos in that Super Bowl. Like, other times, people didn't like Ben's sexual assault suspension, his allegations, as a suspension, and then, Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers moves on from Brett Favre. Second and 14. Like I just my YouTube TV package renewed on November 4th, and I need a moment of clarity. I gotta cancel. I gotta think. Whatever. I wonder if I resubscribe, if I get that $20 credit, if they don't agree to a deal before Monday. I think I'm going to call their customer service and demand that fucking $20. I'm going to fuck you over and move over to Disney. Bully them to that $20. But I realize Disney's the bad guy. I'm trying to hold out. I think they still charge you full price for NFL ticket if you subscribed in November or whatever. Last year. And they're offering discount there. $200 for NFL ticket for primetime playoff football November, December. It's not like I missed any. Yeah, I like how they did the business model there. Okay, if you're out of market, you go to college, whatever, you move out of your state, you want to watch your favorite team, okay, NFL ticket. But then it's about showcasing their best assets on the field, and in that portion, they do the job well. So as far as that goes, they showcase their future assets well. They national primetime broadcasts with the Tony Romo and Jim Nance, and with the Tom Brady and the Kevin Bierkart, whatever his name is. Good thing that without NFL ticket, I can still see much of the high marquee matchups, and that's a good thing. That is a good thing. I don't need I think the elevator, you're thinking about Ray Rice. The Ray Rice was the elevator incident. Ray Rice was the elevator incident. If you're speaking elevator incident, it's Ray Rice. Yeah, he beat up his girlfriend, whatever, in the elevator, and he never played again. It was big news. There was a TMZ recording when he got out of the elevator. He never played again. You know, other guys they had a second chance, but Ray Rice did not have another chance, even though he's still married today. Even though he's still married, and he made amends to his wife or his fiance back then, whatever. NFL deemed that he couldn't play again, Ray Rice. And was that incident? Was that after the Super Bowl year? Or was that some other time? He did definitely play there during the Super Bowl. Maybe it was 2014. Yeah, that's 2014 that Ray Rice was involved with this whole. This was Atlantic City in New Jersey. Of course, because he's a Rutgers, New Jersey, East Coast, understand. But he did win that Super Bowl ring. He had a settlement for whatever back pay during the suspension. It didn't take him until 2018 to officially declare that his NFL career was officially over. Ray Lewis didn't do anything in an elevator, but he may have done something in the after party in a Super Bowl party in Atlanta. And he spent time in prison before he was acquitted. Ray Lewis. And he's praising the Gospels. He's a godly man. Now, this was back in 2012, 2013. People were, he just made people sick. I think he agreed to go on to CBS to have an interview on everything that's been happening during the Super Bowl run. They may have won the Super Bowl with a murderer. Obstruction of justice, murder, you name it. But murderers Camacho 34. Baltimore beat San Francisco 34-31 because of that late safety in the Super Bowl, 34-31. Yeah, he was controversial. They thought he got away with murder. Either murder or obstruction of justice. Ray Lewis in recent news has called out Deion Sanders. He said that you're a collection of individuals and you don't play as a team. Now, that kind of explains why they don't play united on defense. In offense, you need to be a very cohesive unit, and seems like individuals in Colorado are playing for themselves instead of for the program or the team. And that's, I think, where Ray Lewis is. I think that's where he's coming from. Of course, and best of luck to you in your endeavors. Um, this has been a NFL a recap, obviously. I think I should have done the cash out. I think no cash out done. Everything is still okay. Kind of a weird week with the soccer, honestly. Messi to score in Inter Miami, that was good. Everton the win was good. Borussia Dortmund allowing the late goal was not good. Got 9 hours away from Napoli, Bologna. top of the campeonato. SSC Napoli against Bologna. Ah, Nebraska, you suck. You guys let up. Okay, this was a Vegas game. This was a Vegas game. This was only one bet. And you guys are a joke. I think you guys are frauds. 28-7. You guys are working for Vegas. No doubt about it. These third down conversions, like, what are you doing? You're a joke. You are a joke. You're terrible. The coaches work with Vegas. Coaches work with Vegas. They pick a player out there to be 5 yards off the wide receiver on 3rd and 11. And my good friend Cheese has kind of talked about, how he gets these guys to, be beholden to the sports books. I think the rest of the matchups are pretty self-explanatory. I think I've made a convincing case for the Chargers and the Patriots. I guess conference record for Green Bay and um, that team. Green Bay and Eagles. I think Eagle equals 32. Green Bay could fall 3-1 more against conference. But Super Bowl is 41. The Bay Area is 41. That's a big giveaway right there. 1 or 6-1 for Philadelphia. I wonder if the Detroit Lions equals 61. They could be 6-1 against the conference. This is a good way to get Vegas to think the Packers are frauds. Jordan Love is a bum, or this guy is legit. It's about finding out what Jordan Love is about. He better be legit, or if he's a bum, then he's a bum. Where is this game at? It's at Lambeau. Eagles could be 3-2 away. Like Eagles is 32, and like Green Bay's 41. They could be 4-1 with the win. I think Dallas is 41. They could be 4-1 away before they take on the Cowboys November 23rd. Or if they lose against the Packers and fall to 3-2, they could improve to 4-2 on the road, like Dak Prescott's 42. And then Justin's 21. You know what? Green Bay is going to win that game. Green Bay is going to win that game.